Hello guys, how you doing? Welcome. I'm Sim UK, this is Train Sim World 2, and this little beauty is the RailDriver. Yeah, so I've done one or two of the scenarios and about two or three of the new schedules. I've done two scenarios and two timetables. Now I've run each of them more than once, so I've got a little bit of experience with this, but I'm not an expert, okay? I'm not pretending that I'm an expert. I just know enough to get by, and that's about it. Maybe a little bit more than that. Let's pick something. What should we pick? Let's not do the full route to start with. Let's do something... to my eyes, there's only 3 variations here. I'm trying to find something different than that, or... See, it's just the same 2 over and over again, it seems. That's a little frustrating. Alright, let's just do the next one I haven't done then. The 1C01 Penzance. This is somewhat impromptu. I hadn't really sort of put any time or effort into thinking about what we're going to do today. It's just exploration and just showing you off what it is and isn't capable of. Let's begin by showing you what you can do in the settings. So we come up here to controls, you go to advanced controls, and you can see here you've got the RailDriver display layout. Now, whilst this almost works, being able to bind stuff by train, it doesn't work because you don't get to choose anything. It's all predefined. It's all picked for you. You have absolutely no control over it whatsoever. And so far, this button here, which is the alerter button on the RailDriver, it's to reset safety systems. Now, it took me a few attempts to work out that this button doesn't actually do anything. So although it's got that name there, and it's the alerter button, quite often it's a button down here. In fact, I don't think this one has an alerter button at all, the 52. AWS reset. I stand corrected. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buttons across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buttons across. Now, it's not going to be that easy to identify that button in amongst all of these identical buttons. I could put strips across the top, but because every single train is different, I would have to have different sets of strips for every single train. It's not viable. If, however, Dovetail Games allowed me to click on that and then pick what I wanted it to do, then it would work, because I could have this display set up how I want it, and then every train would be accommodated in that event. You can see here there's quite a few buttons that aren't actually set up to do anything at all. The pentagraph, for example, obviously this train doesn't have a pentagraph, so I mean that kind of makes sense, but I could use that button for something else. You know, I could, couldn't I? It could be an option. The alerter button, however, definitely is noticeable. It's got alert written across it. It's red. It's, you know, it stands out. It just makes sense that that is the reset AWS button, but that's not how they've configured it for whatever reason. I really cannot, for the life of me, understand why they have set this up the way they have. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Let's go jump in. If I can remember where the buttons are. Whoa. Right, okay. So I have driven this train a couple of times, so I've got some idea of what I'm doing. Let's turn the master key on. Put ourselves in forward. And, oh, before I do anything else, I better do as I'm told. Uncouple one vehicle. Okay. Oh my god, if I can get through the door. Nope, don't want to go that way. Stay away from that. Now, I'm probably one of the most critical people of Dovetail games, but, and there's one thing that nobody ever disputes, is how fantastically modelled this is. Look how stunning that is. The detail on here is breathtaking. It looks so good. It really does look incredible. The station as well, I've always been impressed by the station. The lighting, not quite as impressed with. But do you know what? There is a lot of detail here. If only they put the same amount of passion into fixing the issues. Oh! That's not what I meant to do. I got a reward for that. Nice. Right, I've uncoupled it. There you go. Now we can go. Sometimes when you uncouple the trains, I've noticed there is a massive delay between you clicking the button and the game actually telling you that you've clicked it. What's up here, just out of interest? Oh, nice. Bit dark. Whoa! No. Jeepers creepers, that's way too sensitive. Right, here we go. What fun this will be. So, I'm going to just set up my cameras where I want them. That'll do. And let's get the doors open. Now it says load passengers, and the little yellow thing is going round, but there are no passengers. No passengers at all. Okay, I've got to go via. I hate the go via things. They really confuse me. I never know if I'm meant to stop there or just go through it. Okay, so I can release the straight brake because we're on the auto brake. Close the doors. Nice. Okay then. So I can confirm that just having levers is vastly more immersive than using a keyboard. Hang on a second. TSD on, AWS on. Now unfortunately these don't work properly. And at the moment there's no button set up for camera 8 that I can bind on here, and also the headlights are bloody awful. My headlights on, I can't remember. Yeah, look at the difference that makes. Ah, God, right, how fast am I going here? 16, 17, that's too fast. What I've discovered is that if you zoom in, you actually get slightly better visibility. Emphasis on slightly. I don't know what speed I'm meant to be doing here, by the way. I'm going to assume it's 15 and cruise over at 17. You'll see we got the speedo here. This is probably the most useful. This is probably the most useful aspect of the RailDriver is no matter where I am, no matter which camera I'm in, I can still tell what speed I'm doing. That's quite useful. That is quite useful. I'm hoping I'm going to see some sort of speed board here and tell me how fast I'm allowed to be going. Let's assume I can do about 25 right now. Now the levers on this are pretty small. You kind of feel like you have to use your fingertips to use it. But somebody did tell me yesterday in chat that they've built a bigger one, which I didn't know about. And that would be interesting to look at. What are we doing? 22 here, 21, 22. Quite happy to cruise along at that speed, seeing as I don't know what I'm doing. Aha, speed board. Good lord. See how close I had to get to that before I could see it. So I can really open the taps. I'm wondering if I can adjust my gamma slightly. I might ruin the daytime experience, but make nighttime something a little easier to deal with. It wants me to stop at Reading Platform 7, which is quite far away. I guess we're going to just go full tilt now. And try and guess which lights apply to us and which ones don't. Oops. 54, that's a little more than we're supposed to be doing. Hey, how you doing, Ian? Nice to see you here. How's things? We're really still limited to 50 here. At some point we should be able to open this up fully. 125. Not that we'll ever get to 125. I think the most I've ever got out of this train is, I don't know, 90? I think that's the fastest I've ever got it going. Oh yes, it's been a while since I've seen you in a stream, I guess. So dark. My gosh, it's so dark. One thing I have noticed is that you can actually see a lot further in the external cam. If I come up here. Oh, 125, okay, we can actually start going slightly faster. You can actually see much further ahead in terms of lighting with the external cam than you can with the internal cam. You can see how pitch black it is, everything is pitch black. But out here you can at least see some stuff. So I'm wondering if there's like a tint on the windscreen that's causing a problem. Because that's really dark. So I'm pretty sure we can open the taps now, full speed all the way, probably all the way to Reading, with the signal, paying attention to the signals of course, as best I can. Oh, is that red light for us? No. How fast do you think we're going, by the way, guys? I'm going to cover this up. How fast does that feel? May as well put a blindfold on, exactly. It's pretty much that dark, isn't it? And I have got the headlights on, plus the light from the cab, and the fact, I think it's a full moon, is it? I don't know. I don't think there is a moon in this game, to be honest. The stars look a little bit 1980s to me. Some of the stars are huge. I mean, look at that one over there. It's almost the size of that dot in the middle of my screen, which I can't get rid of, that I hate. We're actually doing 72 miles per hour right now. It really doesn't feel like it to me. I know it's difficult to tell because it's so dark. It looks like it when you go outside. I mean, that looks authentic in terms of speed. But when you're in the cab, the way you just sort of glide past stations and stuff, it just doesn't feel like... It's nearly 80 miles an hour. No, I'm not convinced. Feels more like 30 miles an hour. Maybe 40 at a push. It would be fantastic if we had head tracking in the game, I think that would add a lot to the immersion element. Just being able to look around without having to use my mouse. Thankfully, having watched the most recent, what do they call it, roadmap video from Dovetail Games, they have put head tracking back on the development list, which they've taken full credit for. I'm sure they had everything to do with that. But it is at least good to see that it's back on the agenda and actively, quote unquote, being worked on. That really doesn't feel like 83 miles an hour. It really doesn't. I saw a speedo board there, but I didn't see what it said, so I think we're speeding. I'm pretty sure we're speeding at this point. But seeing as we set off late, they might allow us to come in on time, so I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see that. 70. Oh no, that's not us. $75 for anyone peeling off to the left, so again, that's not us. I don't know if it's any better if I turn the light off. Makes no difference at all, does it really? Doesn't even make any difference outside. Good lord. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed looking at that. That was awesome. I just realised my logo's over the instructions. Sorry about that. I'll move that in a second. I think the next run I do is going to have to be a little bit later in the day because I can't see a thing. Wow. Missed it completely. See if we can do it here. That is not good position. Didn't seem to be any headlights at all on the front of my train, did there? Let's just check that. Dodgy switch. It was in the on position, but it certainly wasn't on. And even if I switch back, it doesn't come on, look. Yeah, it's a little bit spongy. But, you know, I don't think that little torchlight there is going to make a huge difference to anything. Yeah, still can't see it. Still can't see a damn thing. It's not even that it's a weak torch light, it's just not implemented at all. Did I see a 40-mile-an-hour limit there? God, I hope not. It took me a long time to get up to 91. That's the fastest I've ever been in this train. We'll find out at the end just how bad my speeding was. So like, things that are like really close to the front of the train should get illuminated by that light. And there's absolutely zero illumination of anything at all. See what happens with the cam this time. It always seems to default to this in the trees camera position. Not sure why that is. Nope, couldn't see it. So at 90 mile an hour, it does feel like you're going quite fast. Scenery does look pretty good for this route, I have to say. Some areas it looks really quite spectacular. Maidenhead. Lots of fun in Maidenhead. Oh, camera. Thank you. Did some great work up in Maidenhead once. Really fantastic project. I think I prefer it off, actually. Although it'll probably look better on the cameras if I have it on. Whoa, that was the wrong button. Whew. "10 miles. Going a little bit too fast for me there. Couldn't quite get ahead of it. Oh, 100 miles, look at me. Where is that flashing light coming from? Is it the moon? Ah, it could be that. Strange looking moon, if you ask me. Okay, we're slowly but surely approaching the business end. Can actually have some speed changes to adhere to. Wow, I can actually see further ahead if I do this than if I do anything else. Look at that. That's so weird. Yep. We are not slowing down quickly enough here. Okay, that's more like it. God. The default position of this train is to slow down, it looks like. Having to give it like 60% throttle just to maintain 15 miles per hour. It's like the handbrake is permanently on. It's so weird. Oh no, you didn't! I don't know if you heard my Alexa go off. She completely distracted me. Damn, that was annoying. Don't even know what she said. I couldn't hear her. Alright. That was horrible. That was a horrible run. Far too dark. And then I did that at the end.